just different.
Before we get started, before we even start, I just want to make this disclaimer. Wash your bonnet. I was thinking about this on the way here because I saw this lady in her car. And sis, I hope that you was watching. I hope that you were well. But it really looked like your bonnet stink. It had a couple weird stains on it. And it had that big band, but the band was loose. And once you put your bonnet in the washing machine, it go right back to what it is. And I think some women just don't know that you could wash your bonnet. I think they got to go get a new bonnet
mine a couple
time.
times.
You supposed to wash that bonnet.
I wash my do-rags too.
That's what I'm saying. When you wash your hair, wash your bonnet.
Yeah.
You know, put that thing up in there, get it clean. Because it just really looked like it had a smell to it, like a must. Not you know, like it wasn't good for her. And she had the windows up, so I'm like, that's probably radiating on the top of her head, making her protective style stink. And people don't think about stuff like that. So I'm just saying, wash your bonnet. That's it.
This is you being a girl's girl.
Yeah. No, like a good girl's girl. Not
I was about to say, like, you sound like
not
a
like
girl's
the
girl.
bitches. I mean that like in the most sincere thing, because I really don't think some women know to wash their bonnet. Like,
that's true.
And the thing is, I think sometimes people run from the honesty of telling somebody like you stink or like it's a little musty. I feel like you're a girl's girl when you talk about somebody behind their back and you don't offer that type of resolution to their face. Like if we was in the market and I smelled her bonnet, I would probably be like, "Hey sis, you feel me? You need to go when you get home." When you get home, put your bonnet in the washing machine, or like the next time you go to the laundromat or whatever.
Yeah,
you know, throw your
in.
bonnet up in there and wash it. Because it really just looked like it like she threw that thing on to come out the house. I hope everything is well with her. I really don't know that lady from Adam or Eve. It just looked like it stank.
Okay, friend.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, I've seen some bonnets that like I was just like, you wear that all the time?
Yeah.
You sleep in the bed with that too? And
it's
you wearing it out? Like, I need you to... Okay, you had that disclaimer. My disclaimer is have an outside bonnet.
Thank you.
Just like you don't want people to have their inside clothes on your bed. Like, I think that you should have I'm going outside, let me put this bonnet on.
Right, because I feel like that's probably what that lady problem was. That's her outside bonnet, her inside bonnet, it's
everything
a universal bonnet.
It's her everything bonnet.
You gotta get they got all types of designs on them. You get a black one, and they still got the thick band. You can order some off of Amazon. If your braids is a little longer, they got the long ones now.
You can get the anime ones.
They do got the anime ones. They got the Naruto ones.
You can get your designer ones, your Dolce and Gabbana, your Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, I don't want no Louis. Don't do that. Go get the Temu ones. Get the fake ones.
Your Coach. They got the fake designer ones too.
That's what I'm saying. Don't go and buy the real thing.
It's just the design.
Go on Temu. And don't waste your money on the Louis Vuitton bonnet.
You know what? No.
Get you a Louis Vuitton bonnet from
Louis
Temu.
Vuitton.
Yeah.
Look up a black girl on TikTok or Instagram and buy the bonnet from them. It's
from the
plenty
TikTok
of
shop. Hell yeah.
The bonnets that have the anime on it that I know about, that's a black guy doing it. Because he got he got the do-rags. You never seen the commercials? He like tie himself to the car and he be like, these so strong it won't come off.
I didn't know he had anime designs. Okay.
I think so.
Shit.
I think so.
I do know that there's a lady on the TikTok shop that sells bonnets. But they bonnets. Like, it's got a bow that you can tie on.
Oh, shit. That's what I need. Yeah. I was following this one girl, but she just stopped doing her business. I think she's going to do something else. But she just dissolved her business. I was like, oh, man, I ain't even get one.
That's how people felt when I dissolved their body care business. I said, bitch, where am I get the butter from? I don't know.
I just pop up and she be like, you want this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I still had the inventory up until maybe like a couple months ago. Now it's still like... scrubs and stuff in the house, but I'm not.
You got labels and stuff.
What's done is done. I'm not ever doing that shit again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's fair.
Welcome to another episode of Jaded and Evolving. I am your hostess, Christian.
And I am your other hostess, Natasha.
Welcome to another smoke session where we are just here to smoke and share our thoughts. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you follow us on social media. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. I don't think we're on it. We're on Facebook, but we don't really talk to y'all on Facebook. Y'all don't really talk to us over there. But just being a place to be.
They don't pay us.
They don't.
I'm trying to cover this.
No, just put it next to you.
No, because I got to drink.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to put it down. Because they don't pay us.
Listen. And we're going to talk about it today, y'all. But at this motherfucking point, send the sponsorships, send the motherfucking funds, okay?
We have a lot to offer.
We do, actually. I can't wait to finish this website.
Yeah.
The more that I see the services listed, the more I'm just like, oh, this is so doable. Oh my gosh,
this is a real thing.
It's so doable. Very exciting, actually.
I always think about what you have to offer, at least. I'm just like, she got this down pat. Yeah. Me, on the other hand, I'm just like, I want to do all the things. What do you mean?
I don't know. I just love the idea of, like, tech support with you. I love the idea of somebody being like, this shit don't work. And you like, bitch, yes, it did. You just broke it.
You broke it.
Yeah. I'm excited for, like, the podcast mentorships. I'm excited for all of those different things. I think what we've done with Jaded and Evolving in the time that we've started it is probably the first, most consistent resemblance of when I put my mind to something, like on the back end of the things that we've created, like the marketing portions and things like that, watching my degree actually work, it's like, yes, I didn't pay for it, but I'm getting my motherfucking money's worth. Like, this feels like it's worth the piece of paper. Yes. Because I know sometimes people get degrees and they feel like they're not doing nothing, and they, passion, or they're not doing anything with their degree, and I wasn't going to get no bitch ass degree. Like, if I couldn't use it, I wasn't gonna take it.
Why would you do that?
Because some people do, and I'm not saying some people
for their parents.
Yeah, but I think that some people also get degrees because they feel like they need the piece of paper. Just get one. Yeah. And then they don't ever use it. And then sometimes you get a degree and you can't do anything with it in general because the market for it is just not as big as
you got to make your own market for real.
Like hospitality. You won't get one of those. Yeah, like hotels are all over the place, don't get me wrong, but people are staying in Airbnbs now and things of that nature. So
then that's when you do, that's kind of like a realm of business management too, for real. Sure.
And hospitality in its own right. Go get you an Airbnb, you see what I'm saying? And run your own shit.
Just saying.
Yeah. And I'm not one to preach entrepreneurship to everybody. I don't believe that everybody is an entrepreneur. I just feel like if it's not working for you when you do it amongst a realm of people, like when you're working for somebody, it more than likely means it's because you're meant to work for yourself. Yeah. Like when you find yourself in so many like roundabout ways at every fucking job, you just feel like you underappreciated, undervalued, you're not utilizing your skill set, or you're utilizing your skill set but there's no appreciation in it, whether it be in compensation or just, being recognized. That's when it's time to be like, listen, I gotta either go somewhere else or I gotta do it myself. Yeah. Which is where I am. At this point, because the bitch got laid off. Yeah. Okay.
Tell us what happened this week.
So Thursday, right? I was at work. I was minding my black ass business at my desk. Like,
start with Wednesday. How you dressed up for your.
Okay, let's start first. Yes, let's start first of all, because the bitch put on an outfit. My job is so casual. But I've just always been taught that when you're going into a meeting with anybody, whether it be your management, whether it be executives, whatever the case may be, you should actually look the part. So for the most part, when I go to work, I look like this. I got on a sweatshirt, a hoodie, some jeans, some tennis shoes, whatever. Wednesday, I knew that I had this meeting with like my manager, who is the executive vice president of like our administration department, but she oversees our finance department. Well, the department I was a part of. My manager and then one of the other managers for like the sales force, because I worked in carrier freight, so there's a lot of moving parts to somebody putting some shit on the back of a truck and dropping it off. So I handled the portfolio for a lot of customers. So I was averaging about close to $5 million and making sure that this $5 million got paid. Yeah. So Wednesday I go to work, I got on my turtleneck, got on my jeans, got on my boots, like a bitch is ready. I got on a cardigan, every fucking thing. I put my name tag up here. Usually I like loop it to my pants. I got the shit up here, okay? I get to work. I sit down at my desk. I, get started for the day, and the thing pops up on my calendar that my shit is being moved. And I'm like, bitch. Okay, that's a little weird, because you could have said something, but two, whatever. So I go to my manager, and he's like, yeah, the VP was stuck in traffic. There was some type of accident. I'm like, all right, bet. But when she got to work, she met with another lady on the team who handles like maybe $10-12 million worth of work, like our larger accounts. I'm like, all right, bet, whatever. So they pushed it into the 28th. So I sat down, told my coworker to sit next to me, like they moved my shit. She like, that's weird. So for the past couple of weeks, we have been, when you work in finance, you look at trends, right? You look at patterns of different things. And we work directly with the cash applications department of our company. So I'm talking to cash applications, they talking back to us, and they like, we ain't got no motherfucking money. And I'm like, well, that's what it's looking like. It don't look like we got no motherfucking money, because this time last year, we were really collecting a couple $1 million a day. I'm talking, when I say a couple million, I mean like $8 or $9 million in a day. Where we're looking at a Wednesday this year and it's $3 million. That's a huge cut, right? And that includes checks. Yeah. So that's not just, ACHs or EFTs, that's checks. So I'm like, something is not right. And my coworker was saying the same thing that I was saying. So having a business management and administration degree, you learn access to different websites and things of that nature. So I wasn't being in my job's business, but I was curious. So I started looking at the value of the company. What we were estimated to make, like based on a forecast that of course wasn't shared with us, right? Mind you, we work in the finance department, but fuck us. It don't matter what the fuck they think they about to do. They just gonna tell us when they doing some shit.
Yep.
Or when it's not working, they gonna berate us because the shit not done. But I digress. So I look online and they say that they're worth maybe $500 million less than what the estimated amount was when my manager was there before he walked off the job. It's a lot to where I used to work. Thursday, I get to work and I'm talking to my coworker about, kind of what I found on the back end. Her husband worked he's an electrician. So he was looking at some shit on the back end too, that he was talking to her about. So when we came in, we comparing notes and shit. You couldn't have told me that Friday I wasn't going home to clock into work, and work from home Friday like I usually do. Thursday, maybe around like 3:15, my manager comes to me. She goes, "Hey, Christian," talking to my other coworker. She's like, "Hey," she's like, "Can I talk to you guys in the meeting room?" And we don't have meetings at my job. We don't, unless something is going on, right? So when she said that she just wanted to meet with the two of us, my coworker was already known to just cause shit in the office in general because that's just who that hoe is. Like, she will stir the motherfucking pot, especially when it's something that she believes strongly in. So we were under the impression that because we were both kind of aggressive. The last time, when we were, it became aggression when the backhanded compliments and shit started. That's when I started to get a little bit more like, bitch, who the fuck is you talking to? But professionally. Yes. That's how I started to feel. So I wasn't on edge when I went into the room. I was just hoping that this was her saying, like, you feel me? Within the last couple of weeks, we've noticed bop, and we're just asking that you tailor it to this or that you focus on whatever accounts, whatever. Because usually when they call you in the room, the screen is up, it's metrics on the wall, all kinds of shit. Like, shit that you already knew, but they just want to bring it to your attention now. No, the HR manager was sitting there. The director of HR was sitting there with her crispy ass hair. And she was like, manager looks at us and she's like, so the company has taken some hits, financially over the past couple of months. And we're going to have to start letting people go. And unfortunately, you two were a part of that list. Mind you, we can see the list in front of us. This motherfucking big. Okay, the shit's thick. It's thick.
I'm thinking you saying like a list and it's just y'all.
No. It was a paper, but
they letting go of everybody. They get letting go of everybody.
What the fuck? So my eyes kind of got wide because I wasn't expecting it. And my coworker, she wanted to bust out laughing. I wanted to bust out laughing too, but she really wanted to bust out laughing. So
y'all
should have make this kind of like crack in her throat. So I looked at this bitch because I said, this bitch getting ready to fake cry. I know she is. She getting ready to put on the white woman tears and do her big one. She left it on. So I'm like, I was like, okay. Like I just keep saying, okay. She's saying things. And I think she was looking for us to be combative or like sad about it. And I was like, okay. Like I'm smiling. Like, okay. And she goes, she said something. I don't even remember what she said. And I go, okay, give me my paper. Like, she said something about like the financial turmoil. And I said, the writing was on the wall. You can give me my paper. And my coworker was just like, bitch, like, because they already know I don't know what to say out my mouth. I am trying to console them. I'm in my motivational speaking bag. Because now I'm telling this lady, like, it's okay. Like, I see the look on y'all face. Y'all really think that y'all letting somebody down. The writing was on the wall. Give me the paper. So she's like, trying to explain, like, the paper. She's like, and this is what we're going to do for you guys, and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, give me my shit, right? Because I feel like the chains of slavery is being broken. This shit felt like Juneteenth for me, okay? I was ready to get the fuck up out of there. So she's like, unfortunately, I have to walk you to your desk. I was like, come on. Like, girl, come on. I'm trying to beat my manager out to my fucking door. Nobody else knows what's going on. It's quiet as shit on the floor. I can hear one coworker tell the other coworker, like, I'll tell you what's happening later. I looked at my coworker who was standing up at her desk. I said, I mouthed to her, like, I'll text you later. I got out of my fucking job. They told us, like, do you need to take everything off your desk? Child, I had already been packing my motherfucking desk up for weeks. So I had a mug, a little voodoo doll, and some other shit just sitting on my desk, like a little, stress ball. I put that shit in my motherfucking bag, shook that bitch head, got my car, and screamed. I was in there. I was like, Fred, I'm middle finger to the fucking fuck y'all. Like, I was so happy going home. I'm calling my family. I'm telling them, like, I got laid off. My grandmother bust out in a prayer. She like, oh my God. And I'm like, y'all fail to realize that this is probably the greatest fucking thing that could have happened to me. I wasn't happy there. Yeah. I was not happy there. Not only was I not happy, I was like downright fucking miserable. Like, Natalia, I was crying about work. Yes. Like sobbing. Not tears of joy, not happiness. I was so overwhelmed with the amount of work that these people were asking me to do with no training. I had no training. Everything that I ever learned from work was by trial and error and abusing that open door policy with people. So if something was going on with something, there wasn't an opportunity for me to say like, hey, can we put some training on the calendar or anything like that. I had to literally go knocking on executives' doors, sending emails over top of my manager with her in CC to try to get an answer for things. But when you work for a family-owned company or when you work for smaller companies, there's a lot of nepotism that happens there. So granted, yeah, you asking a sales executive, but he dumb as a box of fucking rocks. He don't fucking know.
And he related to the manager, the CEO
of the company. So he don't know shit. So I'm asking him and he like, well, what we supposed to do? And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm asking you.
You've been here for years. What the fuck do you do here?
So there was just a lot of that. And there was a lot of like being knowledgeable about a skill set, having been in school for the past 2 years, where, like I said, the writing was on the wall, that shit was going awry. And we were going to management and saying like, hey, this is what's happening with this account. I know that this would be the resolution. We got nothing. So much so to the point where one of our managers walked, well, that was actually the second manager. The first manager walked off the job after a meeting with them about like basically their, I don't want to say their abuse of power.
Inability.
Yeah, it's like, he was off, took PTO one day and they were berating him with emails and text messages about work. And he's like, when I'm off, I'm off.
Oh.
So it was that type of situation with him. And then with the second manager, I think it was just one of those like push-pull of power because he was older than our director. But he knew a lot, right? Coming from jet engines and still kind of being in the transportation industry and having been like right up under their CFO at that company, he knew a lot. He knew a whole fuck ton of a lot. But it got to the point where they didn't want to hear shit he was talking about. Like, he was telling them, like, listen, shit ain't right. And they would be like, shut your bald head ass up and go sit the fuck back down. So one day he came in there and literally, like, middle fingers to everybody and was like, fuck y'all, I quit. That's how dysfunctional the place was that I fucking worked. They cussing on the floor and shit. The amount of cussing that I used to do at work, like, no matter where I go, no matter, working for myself, working for somebody else, that's something I'm really going to have to get used to not doing. Because the amount of people would say things on the floor like, well, tell him to grow a pair of fucking balls and do what the fuck he's supposed to do, or you fucking pussy. Like, why are we talking like this at work? At work. And it's not like I work with the truckers. We work after the trucker done what the fuck he's supposed to be doing. These are supposed to be corporate people. Corporate my ass. It wasn't nothing corporate happening in that bitch. It was too much going on.
That's kind of how my job is. Not gonna lie. Like, I'm
really?
going to a teacher's classroom and tearing it up. I'm like, I feel that. It's middle schoolers. Like, and that's all you hear from them. So it's just like when you get a chance to like not have to be like, all right, I'm the adult in this situation, you cutting loose.
When I think about the education system, I don't think about it happening inside the school. It didn't dawn on me until that shit happened with the, what was that, Pikesville recently?
Oh, yeah.
When all that shit came out, where I was just like, no, this shit really be going on inside the school. Yeah. You would think that they was meeting up for happy hours or like kind of kicking it in the parking lot.
We definitely went to happy hour yesterday.
For sure. But I'm thinking that that's really when you let your hair down, really let loose. It's
inside
like,
the school, no, I need a minute to talk.
Yeah, when I drop them kids off to the next class, it's up in the stuff. Wow.
They dropped themselves off to their class.
That's right, because they independent. I've been out of school so motherfucking long, child.
The teacher go in the other room. Why the fuck?
Because that's not
like that's all it. Why the fuck?
Because work
are these
is hard.
children doing this?
Work
like
is, no matter what. I feel like no matter what industry you work in, there's just a certain level of challenge that just comes with all this shit. And to be quite frank with you, I'm not looking for another job right now. I'm not. Like, knowing what I have the ability to accomplish, knowing what I can do for myself, but at the same token, I just don't really want to be bothered with the bullshit that comes with corporate America.
Yeah.
Because that's all I'll ever know. I can't work in, like, retail, general manager for none of that shit. Like, people-facing companies, I don't have the patience for that. But working behind the scenes in corporate America, doing, like, business-to-business shit or kind of, like, business-to-customer, that's a little bit different. I personally just am not looking forward to it. I've been doing it my entire life. I worked in the, private sector for child support for years. I've worked for, like, major corporations. I worked for billion-dollar companies. I don't want to do this shit no more. I don't like it. I love money in general. I love collecting me some motherfucking money. And I wanted to talk to you too. I mean, this is something we can talk about, of course, off of here. But offering collection services for entrepreneurs who can't get their money for other people. Because one thing a bitch gonna do is get the motherfucking money. You would have thought they owed me a motherfucking check with the way I was collecting funds. I was coming back with all kinds of paperwork, all types of signatures. I was Googling motherfuckers, pulling up they Dun & Bradstreet profile. Like, ain't this you? With this negative ass review that you can't pay your shit back on time, ain't this you, cuz? Like, we need to work this out. Being paid no motherfucking time. So it's like, one thing I'm going to utilize is how to get to the motherfucking money. But at this motherfucking point now, if I'm going to collect anything, I'm going to collect for my motherfucking self. Or I'm going to collect on the behalf of you and I. But I'm not going back to working for no motherfucking white people. Y'all can kiss my ass. The ones I just left and any ones in the future. The ones from the past, the previous, and the future. Kiss my ass.
I have seen someone doing that for entrepreneurs before, and I was just like, oh shit, like it is kind of like mind-boggling being an entrepreneur and trying to get your money back and people not taking you seriously, and now you get somebody else in the mix, they like, oh shit, they serious, let me send them their money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It ain't nothing but possible. A Dunning letter, baby. I'm telling you, if you are an entrepreneur and you don't have a Dunning letter for your services, you're not doing your shit right. You need a Dunning letter. You need some type of system in place. And you also need to take advantage of some type of third party, right? Because we know what third party collections look like. You send your shit to, or somebody sends your debt to a third party collector. They're trying to collect on behalf of the balance, but they being paid pennies. But you still getting your motherfucking money at the end of the day. Yeah. So, and then that's you selling off your debt too. So they usually buy off debt for, again, pennies. But it's worth something, you know. But when it comes to like PayPal disputes and things of that nature, the type of paperwork that y'all need, most of y'all don't even have because y'all not even proper business owners. And that's no shade, but I don't think people pay attention to the fact that you need books for your business. You can't just be making all this motherfucking money and you don't have no type of like reporting system for it. Like QuickBooks, whether you just use an Excel sheet and are using, you know, simple formulas that come with that, have macros and stuff set up in it. And that's something that if people need assistance with, I can definitely like teach a class or something on. But when I hear the amount of people who say like, oh no, I don't do no bookkeeping, like girl, I just, you know, let the shit run through Shopify and then I might pull a sheet at the end of the year. And I'm like, bitch, you not keeping record until it's time to file taxes? That's uncalled for. That's uncalled for. Because there's no ledger, right? That's a list of transactions. But what happens when you're purchasing something for your business and the value depreciates? Or what happens when you purchase something for your business and the value appreciates? What happens when you purchase a home, you know, but you put a studio or whatever in your home? That's all types of shit you can write off, all types of shit you can make money for that a lot of people don't. Which is why y'all end up not even breaking even, but going bankrupt when you start these small businesses. So it's something to think about, right? If you don't have any type of bookkeeping for your company, you need to get some immediately. And then you need to backtrack your expenses because you're probably missing out. Yeah. And if you don't file your taxes, the IRS is coming to get your ass. I
don't know why y'all be thinking that you playing with somebody's mind. They see everything.
If you have a Stripe account, like Stripe, if you got Cash App, any of that shit, PayPal.
You put your social security or EIN number in anything, they're tracking it. It doesn't matter if you tell them or not. They're coming to get their funds, because it's not really theirs. I think that shit's stupid. But either way, they're gonna come and collect. Mm-hmm. They're like, why are you making money in the United States and you're not telling us? You think you're not telling us?
And the only way to get away with that shit, DM me. Because I'm not going to tell y'all here. The only way to get away with that shit, DM me. Cash at me $50 and I get an answer.
That's worth it. Okay. That's a good.
Because it's a workaround. You ain't going to like it, but it's a workaround.
Especially if it's an EIN number on something.
First of all, if it's an EIN number attached to anything, right, you should be filing taxes any motherfucking way so you can get your motherfucking money back. Right? Fuck everything else. If you spent that money throughout the year, you should be getting a huge portion of that back. So the fact that you're not doing that is crazy to me. When I had a body care business, I ran that body care business for a year and a half. I spent almost $2,000 in like startup costs, inventory, things of that nature. Dissolved the business before I went into my second year and just didn't do anything with it, right? Filed what I had to file, dissolved what I needed to dissolve. And then my mom was like, well, did you file your taxes in order to get any of that money back? And I told her, like, no, I just reported the income. And she was just like, well, why didn't you file it? Right. And at that time, I wasn't in school. I didn't know, right? I was just like, jokes on me. I didn't get
you gotta file what you lose, too, so that they can be like, Okay.
Against your 9 to 5, because they'll give you money back for that shit. You can file your business taxes and your professional, like your W-2, under the same fucking TurboTax or whatever the fuck it is that you're using.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to do that, you need to find somebody who knows how to do that.
Just talk to one of their tax specialists on the fucking website.
Don't use TurboTax. They stealing y'all motherfucking money. At one point, they had to send me a check for $280 because they had took my motherfucking money. Don't use TurboTax. Go on the IRS website.
And they made me pay after I filled out everything on my own. Yes. They were like, oh, because this one little thing that we did, like you got to pay $89 for federal. $89? $39 for state.
So it was it was still like $140 something at the end of it.
And then they was trying to charge me something else. I was like, bitch, I just told y'all I didn't want the deluxe at the beginning of this thing. I was like, all right, I'll do the one where I can maybe talk to somebody if I need it. Right. No, nigga, y'all was just like, deluxe. I'm like, bitch, if y'all gonna charge me this, I'm gonna get one of y'all niggas to do this.
I think there's a class action lawsuit out against TurboTax too. I don't know if it's still going, but there was something happening at one point too where they were falsely charging people. If you did it all yourself, there's nothing to offer. The service of TurboTax is free. If you look online, it says literally like $0 in order to file.
But then they're like, oh, if you have a 1099 something and this and that and the third, and I'm just like,
go to the IRS website.
Is it because y'all sent it to them? Like, I mean, and even then, that's not worth $89. Because I could have printed
this shit out and got the postage.
Because y'all having this website for a year is how much y'all charging one person for state and federal.
Yeah, so you know they making their money and some. And some. That's why I'm like, go to the IRS website and just use the free feature that they got because it ain't no motherfucking reason.
I should have did the federal tax, the free federal tax website. But it is what it is. It's done because I'm getting more than I expected. So.
I wish I was getting more than I expected. I got to pay them motherfuckers. But hopefully I could be like, listen, I got laid off, so I can't give y'all shit. Yeah. Take it from someone else. Catch me, bitch. No. That's one person you don't want beef with is the IRS. I would rather have beef with the CIA before I have beef with the IRS. The IRS will repossess your kid. Like, they don't give a fuck. They will take your baby if possible. The motherfuckers said they gonna get that shit back in blood. They want their motherfucking money. Even after, don't get me wrong, because I paid sales tax, property tax, all that shit all year long. Plus the taxes you took out my check.
I don't understand
when you wasn't at work with me. I still don't understand that shit.
I don't understand the state tax when y'all not fixing these fucking streets.
I also don't understand state tax of why it's so motherfucking high in the state of Maryland.
I barely get anything back.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, so why are y'all taxing me?
I remember when this shit went from 5% to 6%.
Fucking, me too.
You remember,
I was
you
like,
remember from 4 to 6 or 4, 5, then 6. You remember 4?
A little bit.
I remember 4%.
Maybe
only
I wasn't
being
really
at like
paying
the corner
attention.
Store.
Yeah,
like going to the corner store. I remember when shit used to be like, it used to be like 4.16 or 4. Like I just remember prices in my head as a child. And now when you go to the store, because I be doing like
that was more like elaborate, like penny candy.
Yes,
time. Yeah.
But now 6 fucking %. 6? You can kiss my ass, Marilyn. Child, I be getting angry just thinking about it. Like, it's kadunkadunks in the motherfucking road. Crack kids every motherfucking way.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, they would be like, well, that's state tax. It's not. I'm like, well, change it to fucking city tax so that my shit can go to the fucking streets. I talk about this every fucking time. I wish that when I file my taxes, or when I like do my W-4s or something, they're like, what do you want this money to go to? Education and fixing the fucking streets. It's not going to police or, I mean, if I can get it to go to the fire department, I'll send it to them, but I'm not sending it right to the cops. Like, I mean, y'all need money, but like find that somewhere else.
I also find it funny that education. Like, when you pull the budget, because you can pull your state, you can pull your county's budget, you can pull your city's budget and see where the money's being allocated to. The math not mathing, Maryland.
That's just like federal. The math don't be mathing for the federal either.
Now the math for like warfare and all that math's just motherfucking fine because you ain't paying our soldiers. So I know you over there building bombs or some bullshit.
Yeah,
you got to be doing something.
They spent like a couple $1 million on condoms.
Couple $1 billion on condoms.
My bad, yeah.
Like,
I be trying to make it less.
But the STD rate high as fuck in most states. So what the fuck was the point of manufacturing?
There's a lot of STDs going around in the military, like
gonorrhea.
But it doesn't make any type of sense because y'all buying condoms to sleep with who?
And antibiotic resistant gonorrhea is now a thing. The gonorrhea is so strong that the antibiotics can't treat it.
Some people's bodies just stop reacting to antibiotics too. Like, shit's crazy.
So what was the point?
What was the reason?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
What was the reason? I don't get it.
That's why I don't like being an adult, because the more I try to use
the
my
more you think about it,
and push
the
it
more
together,
it doesn't make sense. None of this shit is real.
It just pisses me off.
All of this shit,
of
this shit. Not even that part. When we go back down to the United States where we live, is ran by a whole bunch of fucking old ass adults that have no fucking critical thinking, but want things to be their way. They're thinking about self. They're not thinking about the people that they're supposed to be representing. Literally. And none of them represent really us. Like, when you think of cities, none of them niggas came from the cities. None of them
slave owners. All the motherfuckers come from a lineage of slave owners. They don't give a fuck about people of color.
Well, I know it's people of color in there, but it's like,
either. Come on now.
They're suburban. They're all suburban living people.
What black person in politics really gives a fuck about black people? Except for my man's with the deep ass voice. What's my man's name? I can't think of him. But he's not even like a federal official. He's like a official for his state. My man's be calling people bald head. He be calling them hoes and shit at the motherfucking city council. He be calling bitches a spade a spade. Okay?
I like the lady that took over Ruthie's spot.
I do fuck with her a little bit.
She got the locks.
I don't fuck with Kamala at all. I don't. Still to this day couldn't tell you what
they called her black, and I was just like, that lady. I hate going into like that person is biracial or half, but I'm just like, before she got in, y'all were calling her like whatever the fuck she actually is, exactly. And then once she became, it's like,
there's not a president out here that I want y'all to bring back, including Obama. There's not a president that is
even
out here.
With him. It was weird. It was just like, he's the first black president, and then y'all turn around and be like, well, he's from here and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, are y'all okay?
I just hated the idea of having a black man in office because of the amount of. It seems like when Barack Obama was in office,
they tried to like bum rush him with everything. Like, you can fix everything like a black woman. You know, when a black woman comes into
the rate of violence amongst black people shot through the roof during the time that Barack Obama was in office. It was a huge time. It was a hell of a fucking time to be alive. And black when Barack Obama was in office. It was actually a very scary time. There were so many black people that were killed by police officers, and it made like mainstream news. It was a terrifying time to be alive. And the propaganda that was pushed during that time was scary as fuck. It was a time to be black. I felt like I was in the fucking civil rights movement. I was like, this shit is ghetto.
I was in high school. I didn't know what the fuck was going on outside of me having depression.
No, child, the more I was paying attention to shit, I was just like, I don't want none of this shit. And y'all keep talking about bring Donald Trump back. Keep Donnie ass where the fuck he at. He need to be behind bars some fucking way.
Okay, so I did talk to somebody. I was like, the only good thing about that man was my taxes was busting. Yeah. Like, the taxes that I was getting back was hitting.
But that's why inflation is so crazy. Fucking high now. Because we didn't have the money. We still don't have the money.
But I'm actually getting more this year because I went to school. So it's just like,
so it's like you benefit in certain areas as a Republican, but then you also benefit in certain areas of your life as a Democrat. But that's why I'm independent. So I don't.
I was about to say,
as a black person,
there's no such thing as choosing the lesser evil.
Neither
like
one
both of them are.
The independents don't give a fuck about you either, but at least you ain't got to choose.
Green Party.
If I want to write Mickey Mouse into the motherfucking ballot, I could.
Kanye.
They scared now because Taylor Swift ass is being written in all these fucking times. They're terrified. They like, I hope this white bitch don't win. Me too, yo. Me motherfucking too. Can't stand that child. She just don't have no ass. It's just something about her. And just the fact, it's like, I don't like seeing her, but I also just don't like seeing her turn around.
I don't like the fact that her boyfriend had like hella black girlfriends before he got with her. And everybody's just like, yeah, they're going to be forever. He's going to go back to a black woman after all this is said and done. Nobody gives a fuck.
You think she's an industry plant?
Yeah.
You think she's an industry
plant? I don't even know. This shit
because she's not talented.
She's a nepotism baby. Her family has money. Yes. They have money. They own shit.
I just know I don't like her.
I asked somebody and they were just like, yeah, her family owns like some music companies and shit.
Oh, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so she was just like, boop.
because I remember, because she's from Pennsylvania, I do know that, and she started out in pop, and when pop didn't work, she went to country, and then
I thought she started out in country.
I'm sorry, she went to country, and when country didn't work, she went to pop, and then she tried to go back to country a little bit, and they was like, you better keep your ass right the fuck over, and she was like, you right.
The white girls was liking the country. They were like, oh, I feel like.
Not to the level that the little pop little girls was, because now these little girls is Swifties like a motherfucker. They parents is going into debt to get these little girls these motherfucking concerts, and she up there with no goddamn ass and a guitar.
I feel like the relationship is a scam.
Oh,
like the way that they had the whole, oh, my daughter is watching football because she sees Taylor Swift. Stop showing her when I'm trying to fucking watch the game. I barely watch football. Stop showing this bitch. This don't got shit to do with what the fuck I'm watching TV for.
That's how I
barely watch football. Why the fuck do I keep seeing this bitch every 5 minutes? I'm sick of it. She has nothing to do with the game. I don't want to see her swag surf. I don't want to see her hang out with Ice Spice. I don't give a fuck. That's not for the culture. I don't want to see fucking Selena. She was there somewhere. I don't want to see Selena Gomez up in that bitch. I don't want to see them hugging after the game. I don't want to see the shit. If you show his mother, cool. That's his mama. We don't give a fuck about this bitch.
Yeah, keep the industry separate. Keep them separate.
I'm sick. Yeah. I'm sick of it. Why the fuck, when I finally decide to watch football, I gotta see this bitch.
I don't watch games that have anything to do with anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't watch any. So anytime
I wasn't watching.
No, I would watch football.
I would barely watch it. I mean, I would watch it if it's like, I'm like, I don't got shit.
I don't watch the teams, but like the mainstream players. So like for us, we got Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson is not dating anybody like, super prominent or no shit like that. So those are things we didn't have to worry about. I'll watch a Ravens game in a heartbeat. I might watch like a Steelers game or something like that if those things are going on, just because that's what's popular. But like to your point, when football players start dating like celebrities and shit, and that becomes the focal point for like basically for the team,
that's not
those are the games that I don't watch.
That's
I don't
not
watch
what
those
we
games.
Here for, bro.
I'm not watching, and I actually don't like watching football on TV. I like live games. I took my fiance to a game for his birthday. I understood everything that was the fuck going on. I got mad when I was supposed to get mad. I got excited when I was due to get excited. I completely understood every motherfucking play, every pick, everything.
That's me with baseball, not gonna lie. I've been to a couple baseball games. That shit was like, when you're sitting kind of close, that shit hit.
For real?
That shit really hit.
I just say
and the hot dog.
I just say
you gotta have a hot dog.
I just say no. Like, I be tired as shit at the Orioles game.
I think it wasn't an Orioles game. It was their lower league.
Now the lower league games to me are a bit more interesting.
Yeah,
yes. I can't watch
went to
major
those
league
because they're cheaper.
Yes,
and it's like still like a nice amount of camaraderie.
Yeah, it's more fun in there.
I do see a lot more kids, but it's like, it doesn't even matter. If I sit here with my little whatever I got and my popcorn and I'm Gucci. Yeah. I was liking it. I was like, oh shit. And then if they win, you see fireworks at the end.
The game we went to was a military game, and the motherfucker came in with the motherfucking parachute and shit. Like, motherfucker jumped on the air. I said, yo, the Ravens got a little bit of money, a little bit. Hold up. What? Okay, motherfucker came out the sky. We was having us a good time. He got, oh my God.
What was that? Army versus Navy or something?
It was a Ravens game. It was like around whatever major holiday happens in November for veterans. I'm not sure what that is. But they was all there. And I was crying, right? Because I'm so emotional. They was talking about the people that died in the military, fighting, and they had their families there. The people, one man leg got blown off. His nub was just out here, the American flag on his nub. I was just like, oh my God. I was crying and shit because I'm just like, he had a leg before he went into the motherfucking military, and now he ain't got no leg.
His nub was in
the chair, and it was covered in the American flag banners, and I get to crying because I'm like,
said his nub was.
He was so motherfucking excited to fight for his country, and they blew his motherfucking leg off. I was upset. I was crying, child. I was like, we can't go to no more games around this time of year. Nothing sad. They had the motherfucking dogs and shit.
But that was the birthday game, right?
For him, it was the birthday game. He
had to keep going around that time.
He looked like a fucking child. He had a button, because he had a Ravens hat. He had the "This my first game" button on his motherfucking hat. He had the "It's my birthday" thing on his jacket. Then it was like 4 or 5 women that was sitting above us, and they drunk as shit. So they excited. They see all those buttons. They like, happy birthday. He trying to play it cool because he looking at me. And I'm like, these ladies is telling you happy birthday. He like, well, I didn't want to say thank you. You feel me? And it be a problem. Nigga, I said, why would it be a problem?
You not even the type. And he know that. Make me beat him up. Make me beat him up.
We had us a good getaway time down there. We had us a good ghetto ass time. I'm ready to go back. Shout out to the Ravens. I don't like preseason games. I like real season games.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever sit through an Orioles game, but
oh no, 9 innings.
We went to go see the Bowie Bay Sox, and I was like, yeah, buddy, I'm gonna keep coming to this.
I do want to go to a soccer game, like a major soccer
hockey.
Game. Hockey scares me. I went to a hockey game one time, and honest to God, the amount of blood that I saw, I was very concerned.
The Commanders? Are they the Commanders too?
The Washington team?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the Washington team is, that shit was scary.
I want to go see it. I want to see them get banged up.
That shit look like a real fucking fight. They be like smashing their heads up.
That's what I live for.
They be gut checking niggas with sticks.
That's what I live for.
It do turn me on a little bit.
See, that's what I'm saying. I was like, they got bust like football players too.
Yes.
So
yes, it was a good motherfucker. Maybe we have to go to a hockey game.
Just saying.
I'm with it.
Ooh, we can get Jaded and Evolving jerseys.
Yes, Jaded and Evolving goes
hockey jerseys.
Mm-hmm. We could go to
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Let's just go to a ton of different sports games and rank them. Get fried, take an edible, go to the sports game. How good did it hold our attention being under the influence?
I was on my phone in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Jaded and Evolving tries sports on drugs.
I like it.
I like it. Stay tuned.
Yes.
We got church announcements for the people?
No.
This will come out after the fact. If you want to follow us on YouTube at Jaded and Evolving. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Jaded and Evolving. Make sure that you tell your homegirl about Jaded and Evolving. Tell your mama about Jaded and Evolving. Make all of them subscribe. All of them. Make your baby father.
Turn the post notifications on.
And if you're a baby father watching it, tell your baby mama. Okay.
If you're a baby father watching this and you like really be taking care of your kids, that's sexy.
Specifically,
that's sexy as hell. Shout out to you. Got something for you. She don't got shit for you.
I really don't. I got a congratulations and a hug.
She gonna be like, shout out to you.
I'm gonna be like, you doing a real good job. Proud of you.
Nigga, you doing a good job. Nigga, you doing a good job.
That's all I got for you. It's just a little jig.
That shit's sexy though.
It is.
Like watching a man like just carry his baby around. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be attracted to you because I know you got somebody.
Sometimes they don't.
I assume. I like to assume people have somebody. And I'd be like,
I love to see my man being dead. I'd be like, look at you sticking around. Good job.
It is cute when they be playing. I'd be like, oh.
They irky as shit.
Irky as fuck.
You know it.
Have a great rest of y'all week.
Bye.